So that's quite nice. Learn a bit, use a bit more technical terms. Okay, because we are a museum, so you do want to add those scientific terms, because we're not like those crystal sellers that sell for
money.
based on the
Commercial.
based on the belief system. Like, you buy this stone, you get healing. You buy this stone, you get peace. We're not coming from that point of view. We're coming from a science point of view. They're all gemologists. They're all trained. Yeah. So we toss out more science stuff. Okay, don't have to understand it. You just have to use the word. Does that make sense? Make it easy for you. It's been all about making it easy for you guys. I don't want you guys to stress out about, I don't know what a dollarescence is. Like, you were reading off the thing. Just don't bother. Just say it's microscopic, tiny little needles. That's it. Easy to remember, right? Can remember, right? Yeah. Can? Okay? Okay. So your germs formation was pretty okay. Except I was giggling a lot. When you were passing around the petrified wood, let us hold. Yeah, feel, touch, feel. Then we all touch. She's still holding. You notice? Yeah. Hand over. Pass around. I'll always hand over to somebody. Okay, you pass it around, and then I'll continue talking. Okay, and then pass it to Dad. So I will be tracking where it goes, and then if Dad hasn't gotten it, pass it to Dad. Yeah. Can? Okay. I like when your brief overview of exhibits, you mentioned the photo, the angel wings. So that's a nice touch. But I have a question mark, because if they spend time taking photos, they will not be looking at exhibits. So you've got to direct attention where you want it. Photo op may happen maybe on the way down. Then they have more time to take photos. Okay? Okay. I usually use the mirror photo op as a way for them to clear their brain for a little bit. That's why I actually ask people about the mirror. So there's a reason why I do things. Yeah. Okay, so you got to think of the way people are experiencing it as well. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. You didn't tell us what time lab work and you didn't tell us what time to go upstairs, because you just happily brought everybody together. Okay. The whole sand thing, I'll talk to you another time. Seriously. The sand thing was really
The sea sand.
Sorry, the sea sand. You were laughing also. Okay, that one we deal with another time.
But that one no need to touch, is okay.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. That's why I'm looking at presentation, not info so much. Okay. Second floor, you did most of it. You didn't talk about germ education, and you actually didn't tell us about the germ. He told us about the germ lab. So explain the lab. What do you use the lab for? Okay. He was the one that was talking about your grandmother and your whatever. Yeah, you need to be the one that does it. Okay. All right. That's important, because lab is part of the whole mind to market story. So if you listen to me talk about it, I tie it back to the mind to market. So I'm talking about labs in minds, labs outside of minds, so that the visitor has a understanding that the lab doesn't just work in the mind, although it's very important in the mind. You have to have a lab in the mind, otherwise the mind doesn't function properly, because you're mining blind. You don't know what you're going out, right? So the visitor needs to understand that, and they also need to understand the lab has got a function outside of the mind, and explain that function as well. Yeah. Okay. Actually, this thing about identifying visitors who are more interested in science or not interested in science, I'm like, okay, never mind. I skipped that. All right, upstairs here, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
I think when you call people, call them, madam. Sorry. Not so polite lah. Excuse me. Then also, because you're very focused on the details, like what she said, the education part. So this is about, lab is about the valuation, about the authenticity. Then the school is about education. Then after you tie it together, why is education, authenticity and value and is important? Because of the third floor. The third floor is where you buy and sell. Then you make the jewelry, you pay thousands of dollars. because you have an assurance that it is a natural stone that is certified by the lab, like this, then you tell the story lah. Then in here you can tell them that there is a place to buy stones. There's a stone downstairs is Gem Museum shop. Here is the King Bespoke, different value. Okay? Very good.
Good job. On the whole, good job.
Yeah, at least you engage everybody lah.
Your stories were interesting.
Yeah.
The way you hook things together. Like, I want to tell you a secret, which was very good. She and her secrets.
She got a lot of secrets.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Then she was like, what secret? What secret? It catches people's attention, and that's what you want. Yeah.
Okay, good job.
Good job.
Okay, ciao.